What's good, YouTube? So first off, I want to talk about the death at the in Texas, and it's in Arkansas Pass, Texas, and this was about a 15-year-old by the name of William Quinn III. So he basically killed his parents, and pictures and videos, I'm guessing, went viral on social media. And long story short, after he did that, he ended up committing suicide. And it's like, you start to think the first thing is what's happening in the home. Like, why did that even happen? It starts at the home. So obviously, he must suffer some type of mental illness or was chemically imbalanced and was off, and either seen some shit or just needed some love or a hug or somebody to talk to, because even after killing people, you feel what I'm saying, your family, you still wanted to proceed to shoot up the school. And I think you had maybe like 3 straps or so to do so. So you need some type of mental health. You got to get your mental health in line. Something went wrong somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and it's sad, like, rest in heaven to their souls, because you have to ask your kids, are you okay? Have you eaten? Did somebody mess with you? Check your kids. See if it's bruises on their body. It don't even matter if they teenagers or in high school. If you love something or someone, you always check on it, regardless of the situation and circumstances. You always check what's going on the outside, what's going on in your household, who up, who sleep, check, see if your kids is breathing. You always have to constantly check. You feel what I'm saying? Whether you're a mother, a father, a grandparent, a cousin, uncle, auntie, it don't matter who you are. When you say you love somebody and you protecting and love them and providing for them and doing all these things that you should be doing when you have kids, you should be more in tune with their life. See what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, who they're hanging with, how much time they're spending with these people, how much time do they spend alone. You feel what I'm saying? Check their phone. If they do social media, check their social media. You have to make sure that they mentally stable, and not just mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. You need to make sure your kids is straight, G. Like, you can't be sitting back slipping. You got to stay on your P's and Q's with your kids, regardless of what's going on or how old they get. They still babies, regardless. As we babies when we come into this world. Then when we become adults, we turn back into our babyish ways. You feel what I'm saying? We need help with wiping our ass. We get sick. We lose our ways of thinking and how to do things. Like, those going back into baby stages. You need help. You need guidance, bruh. Y'all need to really focus on y'all kids, bruh, on a day-to-day basis. Stop doing and stop engaging in shit you shouldn't be engaging in, going out so much, going to the club, partying, having fun, and focusing on yourself and focus on your kids. Your kids could be going through something and they can't explain it. They can't articulate what they want to say or how they feel. They could be embarrassed. It could be anything. You have to check on your kids on a day-to-day basis. That never stops. You have to be consistent, just like with prayer and anything else. So keep a close eye on your kids. Like me and my mama used to always say, it's something in the air. It's something in the water. You feel what I'm saying? It's something in the food. The food tastes different. When I had first moved, I was like, the food don't taste right here. It tastes weird, but it's something in the air here. I had just made a video about something else that happened at Shoemaker High School, where a student assaulted a cop. And it's sad when it's not safe, or you feel your safest place will be a school. You feel that they okay while you're working or paying bills or whatever you do to make a living, going to work, whatever the case may be. And you think school would be safe. The way you drop them off is how you're going to pick them up, and it's not. As of now, I'm going through a situation. I'll be back with another video about my child and what's going on and how he been transferred to 3 schools, and now I want to take him out the district. That's another story, but you have to focus on your kids and pay attention to them, because you never know what they're going through. You feel what I'm saying? So, I had made that, like I said, so much stuff happening in Texas. I had made a video on my channel about, like I said, the student that that ended up assaulting a cop at Shoemaker. Now, there's another story I want to discuss about another student that was stabbed by another student on school property, and the student was stabbed and then was allowed to go back to school the next day, and it's things like that. That's not okay. You stab my child, he's coming out the district. If he don't come out the district, then we're gonna have to do something, whether it's homeschool or I don't know what we're gonna do. But at that point, he's not safe. It's like a sign from your spirit guides, the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're not going back to school once a weapon is involved. Why would you take your child back to school? I pray the parent gets either out the district, go to a new district, move, do something. But don't send your kid back to a school that you know could have possibly had him deceased over a situation that deep. You feel what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing we have to discuss. I'm going to go vent, and that's it. You won't see my child no more. If there's a will, there's a way. That's not okay. It's very unsafe. I honestly think the whole school should have shut down after this. But who am I? You feel what I'm saying? I don't run no district, no nothing. So with that being said, it's just bogus as hell that y'all resume school the next day and would allow the student to go back to school. When I was there, I couldn't stand Shoemaker. When I used to attend that school years ago, there was always a student or a staff or somebody who got into it. And even the security and police officers, they ain't do much. They wasn't involved like they should have been, but it is what it is. You know, drugs involved, all types of stuff was involved. And they ain't do too much. It was always fights and shit like that happening. And it's only getting worse. Story after story. Not just at Shoemaker, but different high schools. Killeen, Heights, Cove. It's always something. It was something that just happened at Cove. It's so much shit that be going on in Texas. It's like, what are y'all trying to do? And then after the boy got stabbed by another student, the victim's sister had called their mom and said the brother had got stabbed. And then after they arrived to the school, after they had arrived to the school, they arrived to the school and there was no police officers, no nothing. Just the staff standing there looking crazy, and the kids looking scared, devastated, crying and screaming. So the parents end up taking the son to Metroplex, and it was a deep cut in the forearm or whatever. And all this happened in a parking lot. And like, how does that happen if it's so much adult supervision? And this is what I'm talking about. My child is young and they not even watching him properly. So if they not doing it for little kids, imagine what they doing for teenagers or middle schoolers. So you really have to pay attention to make sure your kid is at a safe school where you know they're going to watch him 24/7, 365. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you got to keep a close eye. You don't know what people are feeling and thinking. Wonder why these kids go to school with straps. Why don't y'all get some metal detectors? You feel what I'm saying? Figure something out. Like, Texas, y'all got to stop being so fucking cheap. If you really want some security, step y'all shit up. Step y'all game up. Y'all slipping. Every year it's getting worse and worse. Starting to think y'all don't care about the kids. Is this a setup? Y'all don't give a fuck about what's going on because y'all not doing nothing. It's something every day. Your kids should be safe. That should be the most safest place where they go. A daycare center, school, and things of that nature. You feel what I'm saying? You should have closed that damn school down, bro. That's for real. That's on me. But it's just sad as hell. The boy was holding his arm. It was all bloody, and y'all ain't do shit. And all the people who was involved in this shit will be charged. You know what I'm saying? These are quote unquote from the principal of Shoemaker. And it's like Shoemaker has gotten worse. Like, even when I was there, it was bad, but it's 10 times worse. That was a long time ago when I was there. And it's sad, like, why would this even be taken its first? So nobody was trying to diffuse the fight or do anything. Y'all basically just allowed it. And then y'all allowed the student to go back the very next day. Like, this is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The crime rate is just going through the roof out here. Like, I don't even understand. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, y'all lacking, what y'all lacking? Staff and, you feel what I'm saying? Police officers. Like, this sad, it makes no sense. And people of authority and the parents and the laws need to be outside morning, noon, and night, or morning, noon, and evening, from the sun up until these kids get out of school, so everybody in the city can be safe and protected. Like, y'all got the little 10 cops y'all got in K-Town, and y'all ain't seeing or paying attention to none of this shit. Y'all ridiculous. Y'all should be ready and up in front of the line 24/7, because you don't know what could kick off. Like, what are y'all really protecting and serving if things like this is steady happening on a day-to-day basis? And if y'all not gonna protect and serve, stop working. And y'all keep talking about defunding the police. You keep this up, it really won't be no more police. It'll only get worse from here. Let people know, and like, let people know on a day-to-day basis that somebody is always watching, so things like this won't happen. Everybody will be on standby. Everybody need to work together as a unit, as a team. Half of the time, these kids ain't even learning nothing anyway at school. Either that, or they don't want to be there, or they going through something back at the crib, or the kids who do want to learn, they get distracted. So, like, y'all got to figure something out, because at this point, no one seems like they care or is paying attention to these kids like they should be. It starts at the home first. Check your kids. Even if your kids say they're okay, ask them a million questions. Ask them how they feel, if they need anything, what's going on in their mind. Like, you got to be in tune with your kids as much as you in tune with work and anything else that you out there doing in the streets. You got to make sure home is good and safe too. Like, you can't just be getting your kids ready, taking care of them, but just dropping them off, leaving them, picking them up, doing the same schedule. You have to get into their mental state of mind. It starts with your mental state of mind, and them thoughts that you start to think, they start to manifest and they start to act. You got to pay attention to everything, bro. Every move they make. Like, it's not easy being no parent, whether you're a mom or a father or a step parent. No matter what your role is, none of it is easy. And everything you say you love and that you feel what I'm saying, that you take care of, you got to make sure, like I said, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and spiritually, that they straight. Be present in your kid's life, regardless of how old they is. It was just another altercation at Coppers Cove High School, I think Thursday morning. And it's sad nobody works together. Everybody's selfish. Big state for nothing. Everybody got to play this role and play that role and do this and do that. Nobody knows how to come together and protect the whole city as one because everybody's selfish. Y'all need to start being more selfless. Everybody needs to start looking out for one another. We're in the last days. Y'all need to wake up.